It's called the Bannock War. This was a war in 1878. But before I say anything, these explorers explored all of this land, okay? And they did all the research. And can you believe they found out two Indian tribes were here before, like 11,000 years ago, before the settlers came here. And that's a long time ago, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story now. So, it all started out with the settlers and the Indian tribes, two Indian tribes. And there was a treaty, and that means they both agreed on the agreement because they would both get their own land. And see, the settlers were disrespectful. And all their hogs and animals came over to their land, ate all their crops, and ate their food called camas, because we were in the Camas County. And see, camas is like a type of flour with a bulb in it. And the Indians would eat the bulb. And it's like a sweet potato, but and it also has like all the nutrients, things like that inside of it. Okay? So this one, the chief of the Bannock tribe came here, and his name was Buffalo Horn. And he came knocking on their doors and said, and nicely too, he said, please stop letting your animals eat all our food and land, because that food is for our people, because it's our camas. So, and he said it nicely, remember, okay? And he went away. The settlers still didn't respect him. So, you know what they did? He came again and said this, we are at war, and walked away. So he gathered 300 of his warriors going to attack them, because this is the War of the Bannock, in 1878. So they're all fighting. And there's this man, okay? This man named Rube Robbins. And he was really good at breaking up fights and stuff like that. So I'm going to tell you the story about Rube Robbins, because see, the chief of the Bannock tribe, Buffalo Horn, got killed very quickly. Okay, so Rube Robbins heard about this, and I'm going to tell you the story about him. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story about Rube Robbins, okay? So, he lived and was born in Maine, okay? And, see, by the time he was 17, he had his own herd of oxen. And his father sold all his oxen, and he got really mad at him. And so he went to California for one reason only. You know what that reason is? Because there was a gold rush, he heard. So he went there, and guess what? He didn't find any. And that was a long time, Maine all the way to California. So then he heard there was a gold rush in Idaho City, so he went to Idaho City from California. And guess what? He didn't find any gold. He found a couple speckles of gold, and that's it. So, but you know what he did find? A lot of criminals and gunfights. Like, seriously, you could see gunfights all over the roads, like just everywhere. Okay, so he became a deputy deputy. And
Deputy?
Deputy. And he went through the steps and became a sheriff. So, and he was really good at like when people were in fights, he was really good at splitting them up. And everybody didn't like him because he was a Yankee. And they said, Yankee, you stop singing the Star-Spangled Banner. And he said this, okay. So he went on top of a bench and shot his gun up in the air and sang the song. And see, the criminals knew that if they got caught, they would either be shot or they would be took to jail. And so they knew, don't be a criminal. So Rube Robbins became a U.S. Marshal and moved to Boise. And he was notified that Egan, the chief of the Paiute tribe, was coming. So he had to go all the way to the Camas County and chase it where it was all prairie land. So he had to chase him all the way to Oregon and the Hawaii Badlands. So he shot Egan right in the wrist. And one of his men killed Egan by shooting him right in the heart, the chest area. So then all the Indians said this, we surrender, and because you've killed both of our chiefs. So they surrendered. After that, Rube Robbins became a legislator and helped make Idaho a state in 1890. We are in Fairfield. So this place is unique. You know why? It is the only town of the Camas County, okay? And it is before it was made in 1917 known as Fairfield. It was known as Soldier. And it is less than a square mile. Around 109 families live here. That makes up to 416 people live here. Every year they have events, including the rodeo show. They have a county fair, and they have a kite soldier where everyone around the world jumps on their snowboard and comes here, jumps on their snowboard, holds onto a kite, and they go around. They go like in the snow field and just go everywhere because all the wind, it's super windy, only in February, and the kite goes super high and it moves them. And every year in July, in June, I should say, there is this thing called Lily Days. And I'm going to be there. Thanks for watching Idaho William.